Alright people, so here we got the Hobao Hyper SST Nitro 8 scale Truggy. Just doing a little, kind of a short term update slash thoughts on this platform so far. It's really, can't complain about anything on it too much. Fundamentally, it's a very solid platform so far. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Although I will say these are standard 8 scale Truggy tires and wheels, and the offset on the originals is quite a bit. It's probably 7mm difference. So that makes it about roughly an inch narrower with the standard Truggy tire. So I might have to get some hub extenders at some point. Body, you gotta trim it out a lot, which, you know, typical Hobao fare, you gotta trim it all up there, blah, blah, blah. This engine is a beast. Absolute beast. Pull starting it is a chore. I do like the cop systems because I don't use this now because it keeps getting bound up every time I try to use it. Just use the use a good old bump box. But the cop system, it's not. You can rotate the flywheel freely, and because the cop system is not engaged with the crankshaft when you're not using it. So that is I do appreciate that, because then you don't have to worry about putting a back plate on this, a non-pull start back plate, and still get, you know, the zero the non-added resistance to that. So yeah, pretty good engine, pretty powerful. I want to try some aluminum clutch shoes at some point. I feel like those will grab better. To me, it just feels like the clutch is slipping a lot. Maybe not. Maybe that's just how it is. But I feel like it'll. Oh, I forgot to tighten that down. I feel like it'll grab better with aluminum shoes. But did have the bearings fail the other day on the clutch bell, which not a big problem. I thought it was the clutch springs, but thankfully it wasn't. Just replace the bearings and we're good to go. The brakes did bind up a little bit over time, so I had to back out the screws that hold in the clutch pads. Not a big deal there. Servos are still working fine. Not a ton of power, but they'll get the job done. Not a huge battery box. You got a hump pack in there. It's fine. If you want to run a NIM flat, you cannot. It does not fit. Everything's still holding up good. The diffs, everything. I haven't touched any of the fluids. Everything's running good as far as I can tell. I'm not a tuning expert as far as handling and all that stuff. I just don't run on tracks or anything. So as long as it's not leaking, it's good to go as far as I'm concerned. Oh yeah, I did switch out the carb for an OS. Not a necessity. I just wanted to, Tower Hobbies had a sale, and I was like, well, shoot, I'll just get a OS carb for $45 or whatever it was. But the original carb is actually pretty good. The action on the slide is very, very smooth. And overall, it was not a huge performance increase between the carbs. It was mostly just responsiveness. That was the only really difference. It's not like when you put an 11K carb on a Traxxas 3.3. It wasn't that like big difference. It's just a little bit more responsive in your tuning adjustments, but not something you have to do. Everything else, everything's holding up good. I guess I need to tighten that screw down, don't I? Just getting it tuned up, dialed in. The engine does run a little bit warm. I was trying to get it tuned up to where it would, have a good top end and bottom end, and running about 260, 270 degrees with the body off. So a little bit warm, but not too bad. I feel like as long as it's not lean bogging or doing any crazy other lean characteristics, you should be fine. Traxxas engines tend to run a little bit warm, so why is this a problem? But anyways, really like it so far. And for getting, if you just want an 8 scale Truggy, this is a really nice platform. It's been around for a while. Their part support is solid. As far as, I mean, you're not going to find any parts in a hobby shop, but you can at least order them online. Just go to the Hobao website. They're all right there. They're pretty much always in stock, anything you'd ever need, which is nice. So yeah, that's kind of just my little overview there, and everything's working good so far. Still on the original glow plug. Yeah, hopefully I'll get more life out of this engine, and which burns through fuel like crazy, by the way, which no surprise because it's a massive .30. But yeah, just a little update there, and we'll catch you in the next one.